All right, guys, we got another one for you. And this one is called Why No Relationship?
I'm so fucking tired of being disappointed by men. I'm so fucking tired of getting hurt. I'm so fucking tired of men lying and then calling it honesty.
Wow, that's a new one. Calling it honesty. I don't know what you want. Sometimes women say they want certain things from you, and then when you try to give it to them, they can't handle it. And one of those things he just mentioned is that, tell me how you really feel. Tell me what you really want. And then when you tell them that, you're an asshole, you're this, you're that. But that's what you wanted, right?
I'm so tired of men pretending like they want to be in a relationship with you and literally pretend and act like they are in a relationship with you just for them to turn around weeks later and say they don't want a relationship with you. So what the fuck were you doing the entire time? Were we playing pretend? How old are we? I thought we stopped playing pretend when we turned like 9. Why are we still doing it? Why are you a little boy in a man's body? Why have you not matured yet? Why do I have to be disappointed and feel like a fool every fucking time? I'm so tired, because from what I've also learned about guys is that they know right away. They know pretty early on if they see it with you or they don't, and they're not gonna waste their fucking time if they don't see it, right? And I'm not talking about like just keeping you around, kind of breadcrumbing you just to like be able to get into your pants so that, you go out on a night out so that they can text you at 2 a.m. and you come over. I'm just saying, like, I've gone through enough, I've been through enough that like I know the difference. I can usually spot the difference. I'm talking about guys that are coming over, cooking me dinner, hanging out multiple times a week, going on dates, paying for things. I'm meeting their friends, they're meeting my friends. Like, very much dating, right? So you can do all of the long-term relationship-y things with me, but then turn around and say you don't see the long-term relationship with me.
It's probably because there's something missing here. It's probably something that you're not saying. Maybe it's something you don't even realize yourself. Sometimes when you're dating somebody, and there's triggers, maybe you have a child. Most men who are dealing with women with children, they play the game. They play the game to get that ass. I'm keeping it real because I've done it. I know people who've done it. And when it gets to the point where it becomes serious, or it starts to get to that point, then they freeze and they back out, because then they start to realize, hey, this is a package deal. This is what comes with that. And they're not ready to do that. And it could be something as simple as just something about you that triggered them. Maybe something that they didn't like. Who knows what it is? And they just didn't want to tell you that. And so they said, well, instead of that, I just rather just go on and end it. Right. And so that's another reason. There's plenty of reasons why. Maybe she does know, maybe she doesn't know. One thing is apparent, she has been dating multiple guys, and she's figuring this stuff out. So the one thing she still can't answer, apparently, is why guys play the game and they haven't committed. Well, that's what guys do. She strikes me as a younger lady, so she's probably dealing with younger men, and that's the nature of the beast, guys. That's the nature of the game, in the dating game. All right. When you meet a woman at the mall, or vice versa, you mean to tell me that that woman is the only number she has of a man in her phone? Is that what you're saying? Especially if she's cute. You know what I mean? So the first time you meet her, all of a sudden you're the first number. You're the first guy she's talked to. That's not how it goes, right? Most women have multiple numbers. They're dealing with multiple people for whatever reason until they whittle down the like musical chairs, that last guy who they want to be with. And it's a big game because they're probably doing it too. And there's going to be a mismatch, right? If Troy is dating Sandy, Sandy's probably got 3 or 4 guys. Troy's probably got 3 or 4 women, and they're just dating. They're having fun doing the things, and they're going to filter out ones that they actually want to be with. And, Sandy might have you as that number one, but guess what? He may not have you, Sandy, as his. He may have chosen, I don't know, Angela. And that's the one he wants. And then Angela's the one who doesn't want you. She wants somebody else on her, in her Rolodex. You know what I mean? So it's a game people play until they find the one that they really want. Sometimes that's just what it is, man. Before I met my wife, well, actually, when I met my wife, true story, I was dating 3 different women at the same time, including her. So she was one, and there were 2 other women. And it was me dating these women, trying to figure out, which one, if I had to choose, which one had the best temperament for me, which one worked best for me. And we're going to go and work with my program, right? And not all those girls were on my program. One of them definitely was not. And the other one was extremely emotional, over the top emotional, to the point where, she was crying for every little thing she would cry. And I didn't know how to deal with that. And I was told I wasn't emotional enough and I wasn't this enough. It was crazy. But, and that's what happens when you date, right? And then I wiggled it down, found the one that worked for me. I laid down my stipulations, and she was with the program, and we started a relationship, and that's how it turned into something. So there's a number of different reasons why this could happen.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Lindsay, how do you deal with heartache? How do you deal with getting rejected and getting your feelings hurt? I don't handle it well, but the more it happens, the better I become at just fucking letting it go. I used to always turn it around and be like, okay, well, what happened and why me and what did I do wrong and why didn't he like me? Now, there's no rhyme or reason. I've literally learned that it is nothing to do with me. And that's not to say I'm perfect. That's not to say that everyone has to like me, but it doesn't matter, honestly, what they tell me. It doesn't make it any better. So asking them what went wrong, save yourself the fucking time. Save yourself the text message. Save yourself. They're gonna lie. You're never gonna get the real truth. Sucks to get excited about someone and to really put your time and energy and for it to be reciprocated and for it to be going well, and then for it to be taken away from you without you understanding and without getting any type of good reason.
A lot of time they don't want to hurt your feelings. They're still trying to be sensitive to, your feelings and stuff like that. Because there was a girl that I was dating. She was a high school teacher. Young girl. She was at the time maybe 25, 26. And she told a lot of jokes for some reason. And when I first met her, I was laughing at them, but they weren't funny jokes. And I was telling myself, I was like, I don't know how long I could keep this up. I can't keep fake laughing at her jokes. I'm not a good actor. I'm not that good of an actor, so I couldn't keep that up. And then she would do this little thing. She loved sunflower seeds. She always ate sunflower seeds, no matter what. If she came over for the night or whatever, she'd have a big ass bag of them, and she would just be smacking on them and make these. And it bothered me to no degree, and I still don't know why it bothered me so much, but it did. And I can't lie to myself, right? So I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to deal with that moving forward, right? And I still had sex with her, periodically and things of that nature, but it never got serious to that point. It never crossed a certain threshold, and until it just tapered off, because I knew that I could only deal with her up to a certain degree, and the other stuff I just wasn't with. And so I didn't want to tell her that because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So I just kind of backed off slowly as time progressed. That's what I did. And it may be something like that she was dealing with, where a guy realized something and did not want to hurt her feelings at the same time. You know what I mean? So maybe they were just trying to be the nice guy and spare the feelings sometimes.
Because most likely, it has nothing to do with you. Because honestly, I think he could see a long-term relationship with me, because he wouldn't have done all that shit if he couldn't have. And it's something that he needs to deal with within himself. Either one, he's not ready for a long-term relationship, period. Not because it's with you, with anyone. And maybe you were the first girl that he actually started to see and feel a long-term relationship with, and he panicked. He freaked out. He had put his foot in the water, and he panicked and got cold feet and basically blamed it on you. When in reality, he might have some unhealed trauma. isn't over his ex-girlfriend, is stressed out. Like, you never fucking know, but most of the time the guy is not going to take the responsibility or take the time to probably self-reflect and deep dive into why he can't see a relationship with you when you guys get along like a house on fire, and he probably won't find someone that he gets along better with in a while. And maybe he'll figure it out later and, you know, and be like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have done that. But by that point, it's going to be too fucking late. So I can sit here and boo-hoo and be upset and, you know, and try to hope that he figures out what he lost, or just understand that the person that you're meant to be with won't fucking, like, let you go and will realize how special the person in front of them is.
That's the end of the video. I mean, maybe he is doing rounds, like I said, and realizes, yo, she was cool, and maybe try to circle around, call you again, maybe 4 months later, and try to rekindle something. And she said that it may be too late, but judging her history or her luck, so to speak, she may still be available. It's just going to be on her to dictate, you know, I guess, if that happens, if he does decide to call her back or whatever. You know what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason, especially in this dating age, in this dating scene now. It's crazy out here. And with social media, guys, it's just a lot of people have a lot of options too. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who have options, and these apps and the social media makes it easier, you know, to do that. So whenever somebody rubs you the wrong way, it's easy to say, well, it's time to move on. I've been looking at this other chick. I want to see what that's going to do. I mean, like I said, I've dated multiple women to try to figure out what was going on. We were all dating. So, you know, to me, it's all fair. You know what I mean? 1 week I date one chick and another the next, and so on and so forth, guys, to figure out. And I was on a dating app. I was using something. I forgot the name of the app I was on. This was years ago. But yeah, you know what I mean? So I was always a guy who kept reserves. You know, in my dating life, I always made sure I had 2 to 3 women at, you know, in my Rolodex that I could call on any given time. And that's just what it was. If you were capable of doing that, I mean, why not do it? You know, if you're blessed to be one of these guys that has an option to do that, most guys are going to take full advantage of that. You know what I mean? Since I was a kid, I was getting girls before I realized what was even happening. Right. It was just one summer. Boom. You lost weight. Your voice dropped. And now all of a sudden girls are checking you out and doing these things. It took a whole fucking year for me to finally catch up, for my mind to catch up what was actually happening. And then, of course, once I realized that what was happening, I took full advantage of that shit. You know, I did. And most guys are going to do the same thing. So, you know, once you start winning, you never want to lose. And, you know, with the social media and stuff like that now, you know, for those guys in that category, it's even more difficult, you know, for them to just be with one girl, you know what I mean? Unless you're really, really at that point in your life where you're like, you know what, it's time to start really getting serious and figuring out what I want to do, because you can't do it forever. Some people want to, and they try to, and I knew I wanted to get out the game eventually. I didn't want to be 40 and still dating. You know what I mean? I didn't want that. So it came to a point in my life where I said, you know what? Okay, I'm dating 3 women right now. And one of these women, and I liked them all. And I was like, now it's time to start seeing who I could be friends with, who I could be with outside of just a sexual relationship, because that's really why I got with them all in the first place. At first it was a sexual thing, but then I started thinking and saying that, you know, what do they have to offer besides that? If you took the sex off the table, what is left? What do you have? Okay, do you mesh well with them? Do you have things in common, or do they have an issue with the things that you like to do? Right? I'm a big nerd. I love my anime. I love my video games in my spare time, my hobbies. I like art. I like creating things. Right? So a lot of people, you know, aren't keen to that. Aren't, especially women with games and stuff like that. They can't stand it. So, you know, I just watch and see, and, you know, peep, and they'll tell themselves. They always do. And I let that dictate the pace of what I was doing moving forward. And so I was able to find the right one because I had stipulations and things that I wanted to, do. I really just wanted to be me. Most men, we just want to be us, and we don't want anybody fucking with that, because that's fucking with our peace, so to speak, right? If we're simple, we're not doing anything, we're not hurting anybody, but we do have our hobbies and things that we like to do. Some women will try their damnedest to step on that and stomp that out. But I wasn't a guy that was going to allow that. And I said, yo, if I'm gonna fuck with you, you're gonna have to deal with this stuff over here. If not, then we have nothing else to discuss. And hence my wife. My wife does not, don't get it twisted, my wife does not watch anime. She does not play video games. These are things that I like, but she respects me enough to deal with those things. And to her, it's like, oh, I love him, so I want him to be happy. And if these things give him happipiness, then so be it, right? And so that's what we do. And that's how you choose a good wife, in my opinion, guys. So with that being said, that's going to do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you want me to react to anything, be more than willing to send it to me. I will watch it, guys, and we can go over it. This is a new channel. I'm trying to grow it. So hopefully 2026, we do some big things here. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all in the next video.